Today we can see about transportation. First, transportation in human beings we can see. In our body, transportation is done by our circulatory system. In 9th class, we have studied about the blood as a fluid connective tissue which consists of a fluid called plasma, and the cells like RBC, WBC and platelets are suspended in the plasma. The plasma is used to transport food, oxygen, carbon dioxide or even nitrogenous waste from one part of the body to the other. Especially food, carbon dioxide and waste are transported in dissolved form, and oxygen is transported by the RBCs. Now, in addition to this, salts, hormones, etc. are also transported through the blood. Now first we can see about the pumping organ, that is the heart. Our circulatory system consists of heart and the blood vessels which carry the blood to all the parts of the body. So first we can see about the pumping organ, that is the heart. If you see the heart, it is muscular in origin. That means you know that the wall of the heart is made up of cardiac muscle. That's why it is muscular in origin. And its size, we can say it's our own fist size. Our own fist means if you close your fingers in your palm, you can get the clenched fist. That is the size of our heart, and it is present in between the lungs in our chest cavity. Now when we see the heart, it is having 4 chambers, 2 atrium. The upper 2 chambers are called the atrium, lower 2 chambers are called the ventricle. The right and the left atrium are separated by the interatrial septum, and the right and the left ventricle are separated by interventricular septum. Septum means cross wall which separates these 2 chambers. So 4 chambers are there. And the right atrium opens into the right ventricle by right atrioventricular opening, which is guarded by tricuspid valve. A valve is there which is named as tricuspid valve. Tricuspid means 3 flaps of tissue are there. That's why it is tricuspid valve. And the left atrium opens into the left ventricle by the left atrioventricular opening, which is guarded by the bicuspid valve, which is it is having 2 cusp or 2 flaps of muscles are there. Now, what is the use of these valves? The tricuspid and bicuspid valve will prevent the backflow of the blood. That is, it allows the blood from the atrium to pass into the ventricle. It will not allow the blood from the ventricle to enter back into the atrium. So, that is the function of the valve. Now, the right atrium receives the large blood vessel we can see here, vena cava, upper vena cava, that is, or we can say anterior vena cava, which collects the blood, deoxygenated blood from the anterior part, upper part of the body. Then another blood vessel, again which is the largest blood vessel here, vein we can say, it is called the posterior vena cava, which collects the blood from the, especially deoxygenated blood from the posterior part of the body or lower part of the body. So this deoxygenated blood from anterior and posterior part of the body will be collected by this vena cava, and it will be released into the right atrium. At the same time, the left atrium will be receiving the oxygenated blood from the lungs through the pulmonary veins. So a pair of pulmonary veins are there. They collect the oxygenated blood from the lungs and they release it into the left atrium. Now, when the atrium receives the blood, it will be in relaxed condition. That means it expands. The right atrium, when it receives the blood from the all parts of the body, the deoxygenated blood, when it is received, it will relax. Same way, when the left atrium receives the oxygenated blood from the lungs, that also will relax. Now, when this atrium contracts, the blood from right atrium enters into the right ventricle. So, the ventricle will be relaxing. Same way, when the left atrium contracts, it will enter into the blood will enter into the left ventricle. So, the left ventricle will relax. Now, when it is filled with blood, now these ventricles will contract. when the right ventricle is contracting, the deoxygenated blood will be passing through a blood vessel which is called as the pulmonary artery. It enters into a blood vessel called the pulmonary artery, which carry the blood to the lungs for oxygenation, because it is deoxygenated blood, that means carbon dioxide rich blood. So this carbon dioxide has to be released into the lungs and oxygen has to be taken in. So it will carry the blood, the pulmonary artery from the right ventricle carries the blood to the lungs for oxygenation. At the same time, when the left ventricle contracts, the blood will be passing through the large blood vessel. This is the large blood vessel, that is the artery called as the aorta. It carries the blood to all the parts of the body. So the left ventricle will be having the oxygenated blood which has been received from the lungs through the pulmonary veins into the left atrium and then to the left ventricle. So from the left ventricle, the oxygenated blood will be passing through this aorta to all the parts of the body. Now this aorta and this pulmonary artery are guarded by a valve that is called the semilunar valve. The valve which guard the blood vessel is called the semilunar valve, and it prevents the backflow of blood. It will allow the blood to flow from the ventricle into the blood vessel, not from the blood vessel into the ventricle. So that is the function of the valve. Now, when we see about the thickness of the wall of the atrium and the ventricle, the wall of the atrium is thin, but you see here the wall of the ventricle is very thick. And why the wall of the ventricle is very thick, and that too especially the left ventricle is very thick, is because the ventricle has to pump the blood to the distant part of our body. That is, to all the parts of the body, the blood has to be pumped. That's why the blood should be pumped with a great force. So for that, the wall is very thick in the ventricles when compared with the atrial wall. I hope you have understood about the structure. So once again, if you see the passage of blood, the right atrium receives the deoxygenated blood through the anterior vena cava and the posterior vena cava, and it releases into the right atrium. Left atrium will be receiving the pure blood, that is the oxygenated blood from the lungs through the pulmonary veins. Then from there it enters into their respective ventricles, and when the ventricles contract, it will be passing through the blood vessel, that is from the right ventricle the deoxygenated blood goes to the lungs for purification through the pulmonary arteries. From the left ventricle, the oxygenated blood will be passing through the aorta to all the parts of the body. I hope you have understood this structure of this heart, that is the pumping organ which pumps the blood to the whole part of our body.